In this short video, we'll be looking at your new Griffin Omni-2 diamond wire saw. When you take the saw out of the box, you'll notice that there are a few things that you have to assemble, such as the top, the platform, and the blade. We'll start by taking the motor housing and placing it on top of the base of the saw. Use the two nylon screws and washers to fasten the two parts of the saw together and just tighten it finger tight. Next, we're going to take off the front cover by removing the two nylon screws. Once we've removed the two screws, the cover lifts straight off. Since we removed the cover, this would be a great time to put in the two batteries for the light. When you turn the cover over, you'll notice that there are 4 screws holding the battery cover in place. Just remove these 4 screws and lift the cover right off. Insert 2 AA batteries, screw the cover back on, and we're set to go. The switch on the front of the cover turns the light on and off. When you look into the bottom of the saw, you'll see the new pump and the tube that leads the water up to the blade. Next, we'll slide the finger guard in place. Now we're ready to put in the blade. Slide the blade through the hole in the lower guide and into the pump. Note that the top of the blade is painted red. Snap this end into the upper guide like this. Bring the chuck down to meet the blade, then push the blade up into the chuck, and finally tighten it with the wrench that came with the saw. It's not necessary to make this very tight. Snug will do. Insert the upper end of the clear tube into the hole in the finger guard. Replace the cover and the 2 screws that hold it on, and we're done upstairs. Now we're ready for the most important step, and that's to add water to the bottom of the saw. The water is used to cool the blade, so make sure that the water covers the guide, otherwise you'll ruin the blade and damage the saw. If you find that water doesn't flow the first time you use your saw, just remove the tube from the pump like this, blow into the tube to blow all the water out, and then replace it. Now we're ready to try it out. Turn on the motor and watch the water flow. If you don't have at least this much flow, go back and blow out the tube like we just demonstrated. All we have left now is to put the platform on, and we're ready to saw. After you've selected your glass, you'll want to mark your pattern. These paint pens don't wash off in water. If you use a regular marker, you'll need to cover your line with something that'll keep the water off. Here's an example of a couple of products that work pretty well. We're going to use the paint pen on this heavily rippled glass to show you how it works. We draw our pattern, and as we cut, you can see that the line stays in place. Now here's another idea for a waterproof pattern. Take your pattern and copy it onto overhead transparency material. It's easy to position the pattern exactly where we want it. We've used double-sided tape to hold the pattern to the glass, and as you can see, it's very easy to follow the pattern. Well, that concludes our short introduction to the Omni-2 wire saw. Thanks for watching.